Good morning. It is freaking freezing out here today. It's 30 something degrees. I'm not used to this cold weather. Where's global warming when you need it? Okay. I've been getting a lot of questions about things the media is saying that make no sense and stuff like that. First off, understand when somebody says there's no proof of rampant voter fraud or uh, there doesn't have to be rampant voter fraud. It doesn't have to be. I don't know how many counties are in the United States. I know it's over 1,000, could be 2,000, I don't know. All you need are 10 counties. If you could fudge the numbers in just 10 counties out of 1,000, okay, you could change this election, this particular one that just happened. So to say it's not widespread, it's not rampant, it doesn't have to be. But they say that to make you think, oh well, there's no proof of widespread voter fraud. That's number one. Number two, I gotta see if the heat. Is this truck been running long enough to get the heat going? Oh God Almighty! Turn that up. Turn this up. Bap, bap, bap. Okay. Uh, where was I? All right. So you don't need proof of widespread voter fraud. Two, there's a difference between voter fraud and election fraud. Nobody's mentioning election fraud, which is really aggravating the shit out of me. But Nick, what's the difference? This is the difference. Voter fraud. I vote twice. I send in a mail-in ballot. I go and vote in person. They count both. That's voter fraud. I make a couple of people up, sign them up to vote. The votes come to my house, whether it's 2 or 200, doesn't matter. That's voter fraud. What's election fraud? Election fraud is setting up the voting machines to screw up the counts or making it so that you could change the counts. That's election fraud. What's election fraud? Ordering hundreds of thousands of copies of ballots from a Chinese company in China. There's evidence of that happening. Did that happen? I don't know. And I will not tell you that happened unless there's proof. But there's evidence that that happened. Then you have this election, it's the safest election. The same people who are telling you now that there's no problem with mail-in balloting and mail-in voting, in 2012 said the exact opposite. And if you don't believe me, I use DuckDuckGo because I don't trust Google, because Google is very partisan. However, I did it on Google just to see, and it said, New York Times, as absentee ballots increase, the chances of voter fraud increase, and the chances of more ballots not being counted increase. But that's not what happened this year. The amount of ballots that were counted increased. Meaning, normally in a year, now this is absentee ballots. This is people who request a ballot by mail, fill out a form, send it in, receive their ballot, fill it out. They do it every year, every 2 years, every 4 years. These are people that do it all the time. There's a rejection rate of between 1 and 2%, and in some cases up to 3%. But that's rare. But 1 or 2% is the norm. This year, 0.30%. 30 times less rejections than historical numbers. And they say, oh, that's because we put out a PSA. These are people, millions of people who never voted by mail before. Absentee ballots of people that do it on a regular basis have a 1 to 2% disqualification or thrown out the vote rate. Millions of people who've never did it before all did it perfectly. So then you say, these must be smart people. They must all be smart because they figured it out. So then how do you explain this? Remember, what I'm about to tell you now is not proof of anything. It is one piece of a very gigantic puzzle. There are so many unusual anomalies in this election that's never happened before. Here's one of them. This is, I believe, I forget. Okay. This is Congressional District 3 in Nevada. It covers the lower third of Nevada and much of Clark County, which is the county we had a problem with. Starting in 2008, I'm going to tell you the amount of registrations that were filled out incorrectly. Missing a birth date, missing your sex, male or female, wrong address or address, anything that's wrong with this, they counted it. Now, starting at 2008, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 3, 68, 28, 156, 373. 373 people of all these smart people? Now you're going to say, Nick, 373 isn't a large number. Well, compared to most of the years, that's 373 times larger. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. 373 was 2019. 2020 was... how do I do this? 13,372. Does that mean the election was rigged on its own? No. But that's one piece of one puzzle of a very, very big puzzle. This is why they tell you. We said it. We told you. You do this vote by mail. The election is it's not going to look right. Things are going to get wrong. Things are going to be messed up. And now you're surprised that Republicans are complaining. Did you know 1/3 of Democrats, 1/3 of Democrats believe the election was rigged or fraudulent? Let's put it that way. Not rigged, fraudulent. That's insane. That's insane. I don't even know where that number came from. I heard it. I'm like, that makes no sense whatsoever. But I believe it, because not all Democrats are fucking retarded. But a lot are. Believe me, I speak to them. Well, that's it for today. 2 days in a row. I'm coming back on fire, baby. Enjoy. Bye.